folks, it's Brian here, the land guy. Welcome to the channel. Had to get my Ram out here and get it loaded up with some supplies because we are going to be going and digging some test holes today. We've got a pond build that's coming up in the month of September, and we've got to do some of our preliminary work. But it's not just a normal pond. Actually, this pond is going to be for some special folks. If you know anything about Doss Farms, you've probably heard about this pond build that they're going to be having built. Well, I'm one of the guys that's actually going to be involved in that, as well as some other YouTube guys. And today, Chad Doss is going to be out there with us while we're digging these test holes. We're also going to have Brock with Rock Hill Farms. In fact, he's going to be providing the little excavator to dig the test holes with. And so all three of us is going to go out there. We're going to lay this pond out, kind of get an idea where we're going to put it, where it's going to be built, and what kind of material that we have to work with. Because if you know ponds, if you don't have good material, you're not going to have a pond. You're just going to have a hole in the ground. But not only that, but the pond has to be constructed properly. So we've got to see how much topsoil we have on top, and are we going to run into any rock? Are we going to run into clay? How far is that clay going to be down before we reach it? All of these are important factors when you're putting together the preliminary plans for having a pond built. This pond location is going to be located out in Oklahoma, which is a ways to go, and that's where the Doss Farms actually is. So if you hang out with us, we're going to be showing you those test holes for this future pond build. We're going to be probably putting this thing together in September. We've got some other YouTube guys that's going to be coming. We're going to be collaborating on this wonderful pond build for this wonderful family. All right, we'll catch you in a little bit. Well, we've been traveling here for a while. We're getting close, but look what happened. It's like it's rained or is getting ready to rain. I just looked at the radar. I think we're going to be okay. By the time I get there, I believe the rain is probably going to be moved out. That's what we're hoping so, because we've got a big day planned getting some of these test holes dug. Hey, we just arrived here to Doss Farms. We've got the little Sani 26U excavator that Mr. Brock from Rock Hill Farms brought. And so I got these wonderful guys here, and this is Chad with Doss Farms. Hey Chad, how's it going?
How's it going? How's it going?
Doing great. And Brock, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, doing good. Got the grandkids out here, gonna check out this pond.
Well, that is awesome. And you got that 26U here. You pretty good at running that?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm good at anything, but I can make a hole.
That's good. Well, one of the things on the Doss Farms channel is their cattle, and they've got these longhorns here, and these things are pretty neat. And so if you go check out their channel, you'll see a lot of these cattle on their channel, and these things are pretty awesome. Now, that's not a cow right there. That's a donkey. And that dude was braying out here a minute ago, and I'm not going to show you guys how I bray, but I've done it before, not really good at doing it. Gonna get some feed out here for these cattle. We got to get them moved out of that pasture up there where we're going to be putting the pond. That way they don't be pestering us.
She's staying in here. The other one's out here. She's brave. There we go.
Staring at us. I won't pet it.
You want to pet the cow?
Yeah, because it's about to bite us.
Ask Chad if there's any nice ones that you can pet.
This one here, right here, Miss Bunny, we could pet her, but what we'll do is wait until they're done eating, because I don't pet them when they're eating either. They get kind of pushy. Like, what would happen if sister tried to take something off your plate? Would you like it? If you had an ice cream cone and your sister tried to take it, what would happen?
I will be mad.
Yeah, that's why I kind of steer clear of them when they're eating.
Hello, buddy. Come here.
She was 3 years old 2 days ago, but she'll be a mom in probably mid-October for the first time.
Wow.
Stay this way.
Hey,
I got you, babe.
Mommy.
You know what she's actually doing? See, she's a protector, so she's actually standing between us and the cows to keep them safe. But because I'm down here, she knows we're okay. If I wasn't down here, she'd be running circles all around the cows, making sure that no critters got near her cows.
So she's kind of a protection type donkey?
She's very protective, yeah. We'll see, there's a lot of cameras out here.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see like a coyote run across a camera, and about 30 seconds later you'll see Lily right behind that coyote. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they know.
All right, we've just got this pond laid out here for these folks, and I used flags. What we're planning on doing on this particular pond build is we're looking at an acre in size. That was the desired size that we were looking at, and it's going to be kind of in a teardrop form. And the backside of the dam, or the dam itself, is basically going to be stretched from that H brace there, stretched all the way out through there where you see these orange flags, almost to that tree line on the other side. And the plan is to build that dam just as straight as we can, and then the rest of the pond will be up in this particular area up here. Now we've got some clearing to do. This used to be all wood, so there's quite a bit of stuff that we're going to have to get out of here. And that's just normal whenever you're building these ponds. We've got to get all this topsoil and all this junk out of here so we can get some good clay. But right now, the most important thing is after we get it all laid out and get an idea of the size, is we've got to dig some test holes. So I'm going to be jumping on this Sanny SY26U, and I appreciate Sanny letting us use this thing out here to dig these test holes. But the goal is I'm going to try to get these things down around the 8 to 10 foot range, probably as deep as that machine will allow me to dig. And the bad material I'm going to put on my left, and the good material I'm going to put on the right, because I'm right-handed, and right is the way to go. And that's the right material that we need. Yeah, I'm gonna get some more of this rock out of the way, and then I'll put some of that clay on the right. That's what we want. Well, this has been quite the experience so far. We dug test holes up into that area, and we run into rock about 6 foot deep, and I've been trying to break through it with that little Sanny, and it's having a hard time. But I made my way over here, and I want to show you what we've got here, because we've got nothing but red gold. In fact, I've actually buried the boom of this Sanny as deep as I can go, and this is what we've got to work with. It is as good can be, and look at that. I can put a nice smooth surface on that clay. You can form it up in a bowl. It actually looks really good. I'm really encouraged about this. We're going to continue to dig some test holes and see if this clay that we got here is up there, or if we're going to have to shift the pond maybe more this direction. Now, if we shift the pond more this direction, these trees and this debris pile here, of course, will have to be moved out of the way, and that's no problem. We're gonna have a big dozer and a big excavator out here. That's not a concern. Right now, we're trying to dig these test holes to see where this pond can lay at, because that material over there is not super good. Now, it don't have to be very deep up there. This here can be deep, and we can use the majority of this material if we have to line the pond that has more of the rock in it. We'll see. We're going to continue at it. This is really good stuff in here. Look at this. You can make Play-Doh with it, and it wants to stick to my bucket. Kind of forms like a bucket there. No rock in it at all. This is a pond builder's dream right here. And landowner. Man, this is good stuff. I'm glad we didn't quit at the first hole. That first hole, it looked good for a little ways, but then it got pretty discouraging when I hit that rock. But I'm almost bottoming out my boom here again. Kind of getting into a little bit of that yellow type of clay, and that's good stuff too. It's mixing up with that red. We're going to shoot some grade here real quick.
Around inside diameter 5 minutes. I never did get that thing to fully seal up. It drove me nuts.
So I asked you where we've got the rotary level setting there. If he's holding it up in the air, so now he's 6 or 8 foot.
Yeah, I'd say probably 8 foot.
Yeah, if he's at full reach there, he's probably 6 foot lower.
All right, folks, well, we are about to wrap this up, but before we do, I just kind of want to take you around and show you what we found, why we were digging these test holes, and the layout, because we actually changed the layout of this pond. Chad basically wanted it closer to the house, but it wasn't going to work that way, because if we did, we was going to have to end up damming this section up about 6 foot high if we wanted that water to back all the way up there in that corner. And that's not going to work, because one of the purposes of having this pond is he wanted it for the recreational aspect of it, and wants to be able to look out his porch and look into the pond. And if there's a big, huge dam there, that's not possible. So what we ended up doing is we set out these flags here, and we shifted that pond from way up there by my pickup, shifted it down this way to where we're not going to have a huge bank here. But that pond dam goes back there. We actually moved it back that way, probably a good maybe 75 foot or so, but we're still shooting for an acre in size. And you remember those 2 test holes over here, they were okay until we got down about 6 foot, and then we hit solid rock. But these test holes up here, it's some of the best stuff that money could buy. This stuff was sticking to the bucket and falling out. It was beautiful, beautiful material. And you look down here, I'm not sure if you can see off down in there, but yeah, I think this is going to be a really, really nice setup for the Doss family here. And this is kind of where the front of the pond is going to be now. It was way up there, but we shifted it this way, and we shifted it that way. This was kind of a cool collaboration opportunity, and I appreciate you all watching. Appreciate Chad Doss and Brock with Rock Hill Farms allowing me to kind of come over here and help get this pond laid out and get these test holes dug. Looking forward to getting this thing started. Make sure you leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think about this pond location and what we found in these test holes. And if you're like me, those first 2 holes, I was just a little nervous on. But boy, when we got into these other places, we were getting into stuff just like that. And that's the best stuff that you can get. And I had a blast today. All right, well, we'll catch you in our next land video. So over and out, I'm headed home.
Need it flat. The land guy's got your back. Dirt roads, ponds, done with pride. Call him up, he's on your side. The land guy, fast and tough, moving dirt, smooth and rough. Big or small, just give a try. Nobody beats the